everyone, and we're back to the second part of Raw Talks with V and Denise from Sexual Reflexology. Here on Instagram, it's sexual.reflexology. And came on over for any questions that we have. Hey, Amber. Welcome. So we're going to give it a little minute for everyone to come on over if they have some questions. Let's see. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the show? Okay. Oh, there we are. Hello, madame. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm Queen.
No, I just welcome back, Queen.
Oh. Hey, Queen. Sorry, I thought you said I was echoing.
No,
I got a good feedback by someone who said that they were follower. He liked how I broke down intimacy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that was good to hear.
That's good, yes. Yeah. Especially we want to hear that from our men, too. So we know that we're able to, like just kind of improve this communication that's happening. Because so many times it's the fighting, the miscommunication, misunderstanding with each other. So anytime that we can get clear communication, that's just going to improve the relationships between us, men and women. So very important. It's great.
I think so. Good show, sis. Very good.
Oh,
very good.
Thank you too. I wanted to see if anyone had any questions. I might have taken too long to come on over, but I was trying to make sure that I got everything saved. So people watch it back, and then I can, make sure I upload it onto YouTube as well for playbacks for other people to check it out and hear more about you and your services and what it is that you do. Hopefully it sparks some interest in a lot of people to say, okay, I think I want to do that. Learn a little something about sacred intimacy, reflexology.
Yes, definitely. I think like the old stuff is becoming outdated. People are elevating. There's a big collective consciousness, and people are raising their vibrations.
Right.
More now than ever. And I feel like the whole social distancing and all these things are really affecting us a lot more than we even really think, because we're in it, and usually we don't really know how much damage that's happening until it's past. Right?
That's true.
Stress is a silent killer. So during these times, if we can remember to breathe and to remember, to give hugs. Hugs allow our brain so much positive endorphins that the touching, that I think it's so needed now, because as humans, when a mother has a baby, they put the baby on the skin to skin connection has been so vital to our survival.
Yes, definitely.
This is why I know that the course that we're creating is definitely going to keep us connected.
Right, and impact in such a positive way. It's funny that you had said that because I watched something in one of my classes. I think it was sociology, and they were just showing how they did a study. I don't know how they did it. I guess they didn't do it that long because of the negative impact on the baby. That when children, babies specifically, you need that, contact, and when you don't have that contact, it like your health is like declines, and it's crazy because if you don't know that, you're not thinking anything of it, but a lot of times, that's a part of the nourishment, not just the food, but the contact and that, healthy touch,
Yeah.
that's super important for us to know and understand, for sure. So, yeah, Marquise, Amber, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat, and Denise will answer them as best as she sees fit, for sure.
And if you're not comfortable asking here, I mean, if it's something that is private, you can always. Here's a question. For couples that are in a healthy marriage that have a great sex life, how can sexual reflexology improve their experience with each other?
Okay, that's good.
It's gonna actually, unless you have gone to school and learned about your body systems and your body parts, what this course is gonna do is allow you to understand your body, like your organs, your body systems, which knowing that actually it's not only good for your relationship with your partners, it's good for yourself, because it allows you to understand yourself on a deeper level, which then once you understand yourself on a deeper level, you can understand your partners as well. Because I think sometimes two relationships reach a plateau. So if you can learn other forms of connecting, like tantric sex.
Yeah,
right?
That's so awesome. I want to learn. I have a friend who took a class on that.
Yeah, even something like that. It's going to allow you to have even a deeper experience, It's going to allow you to become a doctor for yourself, because you're going to learn inner alchemy exercises, meditation exercises that allows you to really become a master of your life force energy.
Right.
So if you understand and if you really believe in the soul, the human soul, or the soul is eternal, right? So it's gonna heighten you on a deeper level, and make you understand yourself more, and you'll know what to do in certain situations, right?
Yeah.
Because you're actually very blessed that you have great sex in your marriage, and kudos to you, because a lot of people can't say that.
Right. And there's always room for improvement, obviously, because we're constantly, people who are married for a long time, 20 plus years, they're still, learning their partner. So, like you stated, unless you, went to school or you studied it, and your partner studied it, there's something, more to learn, and to learn about, your partner, but also, like you were stating, you better know yourself. And so you're able to articulate, it, however it is that you feel, or what your wants or desires are, in a better way, to your partner. And even if it's not even, sex, you get to connect on a deeper level, which is awesome. It is such a blessing, though, like Amber said. having that kind of relationship with your partner. Everyone doesn't get it, but we're working to get more, more people having that type of relationship. So for
Exactly. And your partner will learn the exercises on how to retain his semen, because every time your partner is ejaculating, he's losing some of his life force energy. And you want your partner to stay with you for years to come, right? So you're going to learn exercises on how to retain your semen. Women are going to learn exercises on how to build their bodies with color therapy. Because if we understand how to control our chi, so you're going to really learn how to move your chi, your life force in your body, your own. This is what this course is going to do. It's phenomenal, because then you don't have to go to the doctor, because you can just, with your own intention, move your chi to your lower back.
Wow.
With a non-arousal sexual energy, and you can heal yourself.
So deep. So deep.
And we need this as African people. The doctors are butchering our wounds. The doctors, like when we are in those hospital settings, it's scary.
Yeah.
So my motto is prevention. Yeah, prevention is better than cure. So if you know how to become a doctor for yourself, what's better than that?
Yeah, heal yourself, self-healer. That's important. And you'll feel more empowered knowing that you can do that. As African Americans, struggling with different identity issues and oppression and mistreatment, especially like you stated within the hospitals. We spoke about that, about Black mothers and the treatment that they get when they're when they're delivering their baby, or just throughout their pregnancy. It makes no sense, but we have to do what's best for us, so that we're okay and that we're healthy women and healthy partners, healthy mothers, and all of that. So if there's another way, definitely should look into those natural approaches as well. So for everybody else who joined in a little bit later, we're answering questions. This is that part of the show where we're opening up for questions. If anyone has any questions about sex, intimacy, the confusion, the communication about sex with your partner, and with the inner alchemy, we talked a bit about that. What else? And just, some questions about relationships, if you have them. And just throw them in the chat. In the comment box, and we'll try and get those questions answered for you.
Because even for women's health, I've worked as a doula and helped women in labor for many years, and I've witnessed the treatment that African women, African descent women of African descent, experience in the hospital. So I'm very passionate about women's health, about womb health, and all these things can affect us, our sexual health, our sexual relationship, our ability to have fun in the bedroom, and even grow and ascend. That whole sexual experience, and having multi-orgasms. There's so many pages out there about having multiple orgasms, but there's no real talk about when you're having this multi-orgasm, what is the energy and what is the the current energy? Is it, are you angry? Were you angry prior to having sex? So know this, that if you're angry prior to having sex and you want to multiply your energy, you're gonna be multiplying the anger. You're gonna be multiplying the sadness. You're gonna be multiplying the fear. That's how powerful sex is.
Wow.
That sexual energy, as we said, it creates human. So if we do not know how to transform these emotions and around our organs, around our aura prior to having sex, we're just going to be multiplying. That's why we're seen as angry people, because we don't know. We've never been taught how to really release these, you know. So like, for example,
now I saying that's real. Yeah.
It is, right? And all these practices were only reserved for the elites, right? A lot of these practices, like Montague Chia created, I honestly believe were originated in Africa. Our shit. It is. Excuse my language for people that don't. It is. And that's why I said when I went to Thailand, I had that whole experience. And even a book a friend shared with me, an older gentleman writing, this is our stuff. Right? And we were told that we never wrote things down, but how do we really know that we didn't write it down?
Oh yeah, I mean it's in your DNA.
Right.
It's in your DNA.
Exactly. These practices were only reserved for the elite, or for royalty. And he decided that he's going to share it. And I'm telling you, the 6 healing sound meditation is helps me to release anger, to release fear, to release worry, you know, impatience.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah, and even maybe transforming that before you even get into it. I mean, understanding like, you know, your partner and working on, you know, helping heal that and transform that before it even leads to sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you know, like that's where you're going to end up. Even before that, that should be your thoughts anyways, because as partners, you should be healing each other. So if your partner is upset and, you know, in a bad space, you know, how can you help them come down from that or come out of that? Miss V, 1974 says, I think angry sex gets you at a plateau, but then if it is not with the right one, you plummet and it can turn into depression. Yes.
And now your womb has all this negative energy because of the anger. And you've multiplied that anger through your orgasm. Right?
Right.
So
it's like you're putting it in a toxic environment, you know?
Yeah. Right? It feels good because it's like maybe everybody likes some sex differently. Some people like rough sex, some people like it slow. And that's what Tantra is all about, is where it's slow. Where you're really actually able to feel everything.
Wow.
Right? Some people don't like that. Right? I think it all depends on how sex was introduced to somebody as well. I mean, their first time. Right? So I mean, that's different for everybody. But I agree with you. It can plummet and you can fall into a depression, especially if you are a spiritually sensitive person, right? I can't hear you anymore. I know, girl. The narcissist, the person who doesn't take accountability for their stuff. Like, girl, I get you. And you know what? The more you understand yourself, is the more you're able to right away your intuition as women, where it's turned right on and we can see it before they even bring it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's why meditation is important, because it allows you to be fully aware. It gives you that, it heightens your awareness, you know?
Mhm. I got a question.
Yeah.
So what about for the women who are experiencing, well, this is, you know, a question for women and men. But I talk to a lot of people, and I hear a lot of little stories of people who are in relationships, married, or just in relationships, or out there dating. But this is something that has been coming up more often, is, you know, the erectile dysfunction, and different issues, you know, with the man's body. And I want to kind of talk about that a little bit, about how do you overcome it, because I don't think it's an issue that is unfixable. But I think if you're not really educated on a lot of those things, it may be kind of hard. You might be like, okay, it's over, you know, like it's not gonna work. But I know that there's ways, you know, to fix that, and I'm just curious about it, you know, for those who are with someone like that, or even, you know, I mean, I haven't really had to really experience it, you know, personally, but once maybe. And so
It's not easy.
huh?
It's not easy to experience, to be in a relationship with somebody who's experiencing that. It's very, very challenging. And sorry, I don't know if you're finished.
Oh no, I kind of wanted to, like, you know, go into that, you know, for anyone who might be listening or watch the playback. You know, they may be with someone that they really like love. Um, and in my situation, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't that. It wasn't. I don't know what it was, but I think it came down to his health, and so and medication, and so that affected him in that way. And so, of course, you know, then it improved, you know, once um, once he started taking better, you know, care of himself, and, you know, his doctor switched his medication, because people have different conditions that, you know, they have medications for, and then it affects their sex drive, or, you know, and then, you know, their erections, and, you know, like being able to, you know, get hard. So I wanted to kind of see, you know, talk about that a little bit, so that can kind of give someone hope that it can get better if you love this person and want to stay with them, what they could do.
I feel like with everybody, the reasons, like what you said, it's different. Sometimes it's not that a man has, like, there's situations where men, it's not that they have erectile dysfunction, it's just the way they are turned on. Right? They're not on, really being honest with what really turns them on, right? Or they're not honest with their sexual. Or it could be something like that.
Right. There's different.
There's but I really feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're experiencing that, and you truly love them and you want to be with them, then every day is going to be different. Some days are going to be harder than some, but it really takes a lot from patience and compassion, like a lot of compassion. And exercise, I'll get that men can do is which you will learn in the course of testicle breathing. By the time when a man reaches around the age of like 20, 25, they should begin thinking about their sexual health, their erection. Okay. When a man is 40 years old, he should not be having an ejaculation. He should only be ejaculating every 16 days. a man is 50 plus, he should be only ejaculating every 30 days.
Wow.
You can have sex, but it's good to be retaining the semen. And a man's spiritual awareness and his power is in his semen. So this is why it's not beneficial for, I know I'm kind of going off a little tangent, to be just having sex with Patsy, Pamela, Dawn, everybody, right?
Right. It's
That's
affecting their life.
yeah, a man is not as sexually strong as a woman. And if one of the causes of this erectile dysfunction is too much sex, then also diet, right? Diet can play a huge role. Not water, not enough exercise, not enough dark leafy greens, vegetables, too much of a high.
And zinc, I learned about that, about zinc, how that ashwagandha. Yeah.
There's many things. So at least, as I was saying, bringing back the awareness back into yourself will allow people to go get supplements that they need to get at the health store.
Right.
You know, take the saw palmetto every day. Take the tribulus, right? Because as a man ages, his testosterone levels will declining, right? So again, it's just caring enough about yourself, that self-care, that self-love. It's needed as well, right?
Right. Of course. Very much so. That's good. That's good. No, I mean, I think that's interesting. I mean, being since I started this, and just the people that I talk to, and some people who are on the show, not on the show, like, you know, I come in contact with so many different individuals, and the conversations that we have, and from the experience that they've shared with me, that is something that is a big issue, and it doesn't necessarily have to be because, you know, you just want to get to the root of what is going on. Why are you not satisfied, you know, sexually with your partner? Do they have a higher sex drive than you? Do you have a higher sex drive? Do you like more wild or rough sex? Do they like more sensual sex? Are they not able to last, you know, as long? Are they, you know, different things? Are they not able, you know, the erectile dysfunction part? What is going on? Is it health related, or what's happening? And so I think that that's so important, you know, for us to be able to talk more about it, and to, you know, that compassion is necessary, because you never know. You don't know who you're going to fall in love with. You just don't. You can say never say never, because you don't know who you're going to end up with, and who's going to be in your life for longer than a season as well. Even if it's just a friend, you know, they need someone to be there for them and help them, you know, through that process, so that they can, you know, be good and happy. You know, you want that, you know, for your friends and loved ones. So yeah, I thought that was important to talk about.
And massaging the testicles, even there's an exercise that my partner does where with tennis ball, just right on the perineum between the anus and the testicles. There's a place there where you sit on the ball and you kind of just rock.
Oh wow!
Like this, and it helps to release any blockages there. You know, wow. So, you know, you can start intimate massages that will be taught in the course. The course is going to be very thorough because I want partners to be like happy.
Yeah, like this, like I took a lot of information that I can use,
Yeah, and working. It's actually really working. So when some of those vesicles can be clogged, which can affect erection as well, right? Because blood is not going to the penis to have that erection. So doing those exercises helps to release those blockages as well, which definitely helps with people have like benign prostate and they have trouble urinating. This helps as well. So yeah, it's amazing how just these little things can, because when a partner, when you're with somebody and you want to have good sex and it's not happening, these things can really affect your whole life. It affects your, just how you feel, like you're miserable. You don't want to be miserable. I've seen this thing on the post, is that bad sex can have you mad. Stuff like, why is the floor on the floor?
Yeah, that's true.
You know? And
I don't even like you.
Yeah, frustration can trickle out in all areas of your life.
Right.
You're just snappy, you're irritable. So that's the issue I have experienced. Excuse me, and nice, and it does cause a lot of tension within a relationship. So kudos to people who are married and having awesome sex. And even if you're not married and you're having awesome sex and you're able to really connect with your partner in the bedroom, that's awesome.
Dope. That there needs to definitely be more of that, and that communicating and talking, to understand, partner. Maybe sometimes having those conversations outside the bedroom, is well, because sometimes that might change the mood. Certain type of conversations or questions. So I think that that's important to maybe a mature conversation about sex, your desires, your wants, your likes and dislikes, so that you can be able to better connect with your partner. So, but yeah. So, for everyone in that our viewers here, if you have any questions, I see a couple other people joined the live. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment box. Gonna wait here a little bit for you to see if you have any more questions for Denise. And we can get
those. If they're private, as we said before, if they're intimate, and you can always private inbox me, and we can take it from there.
Yes.
Be open. Don't close your throat chakra, especially as women. For centuries, it's like we shouldn't have a voice. So I think it's important for women. I'm very, very much of an advocate about women voices. If your man, for example, if your man's butt smells when you're trying to have oral sex, tell him. You don't have to be mean about it.
Right.
But no, because this is preventing you from getting deeper. Made a post about, for example, halitosis. Like if someone has bad breath, kissing, there's so much meridians on your lips that allows your body to. Kissing is so healing to the body. If you can't kiss your partner because the breath smells, you know, these, and if you can't have these, I feel like if there's a problem, this is a toxic relationship if you cannot speak about these things. You should be able to have a healthy conversation that's non-confrontational with your partner about these things, and you should not have a backlash, especially when it's coming from a loving place. And if you're constantly getting pushback from a negative response for something that is very important to you, then honestly, as difficult as it might be, it's good to take yourself away from that, because that's toxic, because there's no way you're going to actually really be able to grow with this person on any deeper level, right? So,
and hopefully,
throat chakra.
Oh, yes, once it's about the throat chakra. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, very important. Very important. But also, too, you hear those things are important. Hopefully you don't get to that point and you're married to them, because that's wild, but if you're dating them and you're having these kind of issues with hygiene and different things, because people get to know each other and fall for each other before they get naked and intimate, with each other, have a sexual relationship. And so there might be some things that you don't know, but I've heard, from some guys, interviewing, talking to different guys, and they're like, they had situations where they were talking to a woman that they were really interested in or liked them a lot, and then they didn't smell, they didn't take care of their hygiene. They weren't smelling good. And so it's just like, that is something that you definitely have to work on and find out what's going on that's got your pH balance off, that's causing you to have those odors, because it's not, there's some men who will just have sex with a woman, don't care if the box is stinky or not, but eventually they will dismiss themselves, or, you just don't want to have that, as an ongoing thing, because a lot of times if there is some type of foul odor, it has to do with something is not right, your health, just what you're doing, maybe, the wash, whatever it is that you're using, maybe, an infection. And so you want to deal with that, and you want to be able to have that conversation. It would be embarrassing, I can only imagine, to hear something like that, but you would rather, hear that from someone who actually cares. Hopefully you got a girlfriend or, a family member that could let you know. But a lot of times, young women are not educated on the proper feminine hygiene. And so that's something that's very, very important too.
Definitely, sis.
Yeah.
Such a good conversation that definitely we need to have more of it, and even in even in more like of a private, intimate setting where women feel safe, and because there's a lot of times that as women we're conditioned to not say anything, which is another trauma response. It's a trauma response to just not say anything, to keep the peace.
Exactly. And then when they bring it up, have that conversation like, hey, I really have not been enjoying our sex. And then it's like the defensiveness, and it's just, Like, that's not going to help, like, it's okay, because sometimes, people's egos are able, they bruise easily. And
Yes.
some conversations are uncomfortable, and it's just like, let's just bite the bullet, have the conversation.
Yes.
Something that you're doing, your partner might be like, you give lazy sex, maybe lazy head, whatever. And that might be something you might feel a little offended, but at least they're not stepping out on
Exactly.
you. And it's just a conversation that needs to be had. So
yeah. And sometimes it could be creative if, like, you find that you are better communicating, like, with writing, maybe writing a love letter. I mean, there's so many creative ways we can bring up this a healthy conversation that needs to be had,
Right.
And I think it's just about remembering always come from a loving space. Because love is the only really true power, right? And I feel like even if your partner is a little bit offended, because it is going to be offended.
Right.
I mean, even if you find the most loving way to say it, but once the intention, it's all about the intention. Once the intention is out of love, I mean, even if at first they're kind of repulsive, if this person is, a reasonable person, they will come back to you and say, you know what, I was really thinking about what it is that you're saying to me.
Right.
And, let's do something. Let's be proactive right now. What can we do?
Right. Exactly. That's why it's a big, there's a big piece of building that intimacy and having that connection and that strong relationship where you understand each other and truly love each other, because love is another one. We might have to have a show and just talk about love. I would love to do that. So I might have to do something like that, a panel discussion. But that's why that's very important to have that love and that understanding for each other, so that when you have those conversations that would normally be difficult, you can have them and actually get somewhere and be productive with that conversation, because you're dealing with someone who understands you understand them, so you know how to approach them about that, and they know how to receive what you're saying. They know it's coming from a good and positive place. It's always good to have those conversations when you're level-headed, you're not irritated. Don't wait, to those moments, because it can come off really off-putting, to your partner. So, of course. But yes, I guess that is all of the questions for tonight. I'm excited that a couple of people threw something in there to found on that conversation, those questions. This was really good. And I just want to thank you again, Denise, for doing this, coming on the show, and having opening this up so we can, ask more questions, and to, just be open to people reaching out to find out more about themselves, find out more about your courses, and just improving their self and their relationships, because that's what it's all about. First dates, it's not just dates. We also want, to always bring on specialists and guests who have experience, and that can give us some input so that we can better repair our relationships, especially in the Black community. So thank you.
My relationship is like a 14-year one. So I think my experience, and my educational background and just life itself. And I really appreciate you having me on the show. It's very, very uplifting for me as well, that I can open myself to let people know that, I am here, and I can hold space for them,
Yeah.
the best way I can. So I will put my website. It's not fully finished. We do retreats as well. I'm in
Okay.
Jamaica. If you can hear the rain, everybody, I'm in Jamaica.
I'm gonna come
I had a retreat. Well, I can't even go to the beach because the beaches are closed. But we did organize a retreat in Jamaica that we weren't able to do in March. But so my website needs to be updated, but I will still put it here in the chat right now.
Okay.
And then, people
Is it on your bio? On your bio, on your sexual reflexology page? Okay, good. So they can click on the website in your bio too, right?
Yes, they can do that. Yes, they can.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. And the retreat that you're having, is it a couples retreat or is it for singles as well?
Yes, it's for singles as well. It's for both.
Okay.
Because I really, honestly, as we said, some people, I think everybody is important. I mean, if you're already in a relationship, it's good. But if you're not in a relationship and you're single, it's good for you to cultivate inner alchemy healing practice so that you're preparing yourself holistically for your partner.
Gotcha. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. That's there. All
So
right.
the website is in the
comments here.
The comments, yes.
It's newthoughtcreation.info. For everyone, unless you might got lost in the comments here. But so new thought creation.info. So definitely check that out. Go and check out her page here on Instagram, and that is sexual.reflexology. There's a lot of great posts, a lot of great information. And you just want to get into it. I started following some time ago, and I was like, I love this lady. I was like, this information is so important, and so I was definitely excited once you accepted and said that you would come on the show. I'm like, oh, and then we talked, we just connected like we've known each other for so long.
Like my sister from another mother, girl.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm definitely grateful for that. And just thank you again. And thank you to everybody who tuned in to the show and then came over for the after show, the questions and follow up. So this will be on YouTube here shortly. So if you missed it or you had some friends that you want to share it with, go onto YouTube and you'll be able to see the show and then even the after show with questions with Denise. So, all righty. Well, have a great night. Thank you again. And we will talk soon. Okay.
Yes, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
All right. Have a good night, sis.